somewhere along the way, I ran into the phrase that the only difference between a ditch and a grave is the depth. Basically, meaning that if you find yourself digging a ditch, just know that you don't have to keep going. The deeper you get, the less likely it is that you will ever find your way out. It will become a grave when all you meant to do was work your way through something, digging a ditch. Now, I think that it is absolutely stunning to think of all of the times that we as a species were very close to the brink. Welcome to Strip Coverlet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we are here for another poetry discussion, which will appear, of course, in the poetry discussion playlist, a playlist now cruising towards 850 videos strong. The poem in question today is one that is meant to commemorate World War I, one that is meant to celebrate the victories that were won through sacrifice for freedom. All of those things that you think of when you imagine World War I. It is known as... Oh, I'm at the wrong part of the poem. This is the second time I'm shooting this video, so please forgive the highlights. For the Fallen by Laurence Binyon, and it reads as such. With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. Solemn the drums thrill, death august and royal, sings sorrow up into immortal spheres. There is music in the midst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. They mingle not with their laughing comrades again. They sit no more at familiar tables of home. They have no lot in our labor of the daytime. They sleep beyond England's foam. But where our desires are and our hopes profound, felt as a wellspring that is hidden from sight, to the innermost heart of their own land, they are known, as the stars are known to the night. As the stars that shall be bright when we are dust, moving in marches upon the heavenly plain. As the stars that are starry in the time of our darkness, to the end they remain. You have to say that it is a very lovely commemorative poem. But I want to go through it one more time because we need to point out some things before making the final point to this video. With profound thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. This suggests fallen in the cause of the free. That cause is one. There would be no World War II, right? There would be no future battles. Is that what this is about? This conclusion to World War I. That everything was good and dandy. And if you know what I'm getting to here, you will understand why this is so. Some of these phrases will seem so ridiculous. Solemn the drums thrill, death august and royal sings, sorrow up into immortal spheres. There is music in the midst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. Glory that shines upon our tears. This suggests that all of those tears being cried are being cried at the end of victory. Victory has been declared. That freedom, that cause of the free has been won, and our tears now are tears of glory, not of loss, not of mourning, tears of glory. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end, against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They went. Past tense suggest does not necessarily mean, because of the ambiguity available in the English language, but it suggests that they are no longer going. So too does they were staunch to the end. Suggests very much that the end has occurred, that the battle has been won. They shall grow not old, and we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them. They're no more dying. We will remember the ones who have died, because that is all. They mingle not with their laughing comrades again. They sit no more at familiar tables of home. We're already talking about soldiers coming back. They have no lot in our labor of the daytime, as do the returned soldiers have jobs. They sleep beyond earth, beyond England's foam. But where our desires are and our hopes profound, felt as a wellspring that is hidden from sight, to the innermost heart of their own land they are known, as the stars are known to the night. We even end this poem as the stars are known to the night, with imagery of the night, imagery of conclusion, imagery of the moments before the new day has begun. That conclusion of World War I is what we're talking about here, the new day being the post-World War I world. Now, Laurence Binyon was a well-known writer in his day, so the moment that he wrote a poem to commemorate World War I, boom, you get it published, baby. This poem was published September 21st, 1914. If you were a history buff, or you were just good with dates, you will automatically see the problem there. It was published September 21st, 1914. The war broke out July 28th, 1914. July, August, September. That's when this poem was published. Of course, World War I would not end until November 11th, 1918, more than 4 years later. More than 4 years later, the war actually ended, but this poem was written 2 months after the war began, commemorating the war itself. That at the beginning of this video, I talked about the idea of when you're digging a ditch, don't keep digging it, because then it's a grave. How many times have we been how close to ending humanity, to ending everything because of some type of war, some type of battle? Now, this is maybe a silly talking point. Am I really going to make a difference towards the outbreak of World War III by making a video on a channel with 15,000-ish subscribers talking about a poem being written or published prematurely over 100 years ago? No. But ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny. There are these moments for all of us. We have these moments where we might begin some World War III of the soul, where we might begin some World War III with our lover, with our boss, with our parents, with our siblings. We don't have to. It's not necessary. Sometimes you have to fight a battle. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you have to do what you, in your heart, think is right. Binyon, writing this poem 2 months after World War I broke out, and the fighting would go on for over 4 more years, lets us know that we don't always know how long the conflict will last. But we have some say in it. If you declare victory too early in one of these personal conflicts, one of these battles of the soul, trials of your life, you declare that victory too early, when nothing has been won. You declare that victory before anything has been taken, before the enemy has surrendered. You do that, and you leave yourself open to years more battle. You leave yourself open to losing, being blindsided by life, being blindsided by an enemy, by an op, right? As the kids say today, being blindsided by an op. This poem is a warning, I think, as much as anything. Imagine you were in this situation and you thought, yeah, war's pretty much over. Lots of people have died. They figured out a way to weaponize people's breathing against them. We can't go on with this. There is now automatic gunfire. They can't go on with this. People are burrowing down in the ground to make inches of progress per day towards their enemy. We can't go on with this. This won't go on very long. It's been 2 months now. We've got to stop. Let's go ahead and write a commemorative poem. Imagine that moment you thought, oh, surely it's done. How easy is it then, when it is not done, to fall into darker thoughts? And this is the same on your personal level. You have a falling out with someone in your life, and you believe, surely it's over now. We just got to get through a little bit of tough time, then it'll be good. But it is not over then. How easy is it to fall into some type of depressive state? Because you did not expect for a battle to go on as long as it did. You did not expect for something to be as bad as it was. I think that malaise is partially to blame for World War II. This malaise that fell over the world, and everyone thought, well, that was so bad it can never happen again. They called it the Great War. They called it the war to end all wars, and it was for 20 years. And then we were back at it, right? I think that type of disappointment could contribute to something like that. Believing 2 months into a 4.5-ish year war that, oh, this has got to be almost done. But it's not. And it's not. And it's not. I think it is a call to persistence, this poem. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.